Okay, so second part of the video about hyperinflation and the 110 and how it's going to affect you and how things are going to go to hell and things like that because of that freaking number and a side effect of hell kind of thing. I have already mentioned several things, so if you don't know what the hell, check out that video of garnish check thing. That will actually happen, and when this happen, most people, and I do mean most people, will realize that they can't keep up. So at this point, 2 or 3 months, no more than that. Oh hell, for all I know, it can be 1 month after this, okay? At this point, most people are going to be kind of like, yeah, I'm leaving this company, I'm going to find another one and whatever. So they are going to go to a second company and they're going to realize that it's the same thing. If you go to a second place and you realize that it's the same thing, what do? You try a third one. Most people will try a third one. When you try the third one, what do you think is going to happen? And that you realize that basically all your entire check, you're getting 0. And then not only you are getting 0, but you have to pay for the gas to go to your work, and you're getting 0 because of union fees and taxes. And oh hell, there will be a hell of a lot of programs, social programs that you are supposed to pay for and other things. And then the money that you get doesn't cover literally one package of eggs. If you were going to buy 12 eggs with your salary of 1 month, you will not be able to afford it. I'm not joking. I was a teacher, and I'm talking, this was over, I think, probably around 10 years ago. 10 years ago. I was a teacher and I was working at the university and I was teaching classes and stuff like that. The money that I was making in a whole month, I'm not talking about hours or whatever, I'm talking about a whole month, okay? 30 days of my work was enough for me to just go and buy 2 cups of coffee in a mall. If I went out with a mall with my ex-boyfriend, we will spend my entire month salary drinking 2 coffees. That was all the money that I made in 1 month, teaching 8 classes, 8 classes, in different times, during the morning and during the afternoon. So it was a mixed schedule. So 4 in the afternoon and 4 classes in the morning. Monday through Friday. And yes, that's how much money I made. So what do you think people that actually have, knowledge, like I said, doctors, nurses, paramedics, and teachers, what the hell do you think that they are going to do? At this point, and I'm not freaking joking, at this point you will have about 5% of the entire population getting passports, leaving the country. You will think 5% is not that bad. Yeah. A year later from that, it's not going to be 5%. It's going to be 10% of all the people. And then 6 months later, you are going to see your kid crying when she or he comes from school. Reason? Yeah, the kid is crying because, his or her best friend is leaving the country and they are not going to see each other anymore. And of course, the kid doesn't know how the hell to say goodbye. So anyway, before I continue with everything else, I would like to mention, that, again, that I'm not a financial advisor or anything like that. I'm just talking to you about experience and things like that. And I have, a Gumroad account in which I have several books. I'm working on publishing others, but, not as fast as I want to. And I also have, an email account so that if you want to help me out by sending an Amazon gift card, you can do that. And I have a PayPal account in which you can help me out by sending a PayPal account also, whatever. And, I also have a video on an Amazon wishlist. I have no idea how the hell that one works, but anyway, I have that also. Now, keep in mind, like I said in other videos, that to declare an emergency, all you need is to have something that will affect 5% of a population in a certain area, and then, you have a bigger problem to deal with. Because if this problem continues, you will have a rise in the cost of people. People will not want to work, and people will demand certain things, and then you will have like a unbalanced situation with all the situations with all kinds of companies. And this is going to be an emergency. If you have more than 5% of the population affected by this thing in a very direct way, or if 5% of the population is dead or living. So by the time this number goes from 5% of the population living to 6% of the population living, because, they are not going to be a slave, yeah, you are going to be in bigger problems. Because like I said, you're going to be dealing with kids that are crying. You are going to be dealing with teachers that are going to be substituting all the time. The teachers that were supposed to be there. And then, when your kid comes home, they're going to tell you, I have a new math teacher. And then next week, yeah, I have a new physics teacher. And then next week, yeah, I have a new biology teacher. And you're kind of like, how are you going to, do a continuation in your studies or whatever if you keep changing the teachers? What the hell? The teachers do not have a time to, know the students or whatever. And if you're a person that considers that this is not important because, people can learn online or whatever, that's fine. Except for the fact that, we do need engineers, and we do need doctors, and we do need a hell of a lot of people that require academic kind of, training kind of thing. And if you are dealing with all of these problems that the kids are having emotionally, because every week, there will be, oh hell, my daughter had to say goodbye to nine. Her classroom is literally 14 kids. 14. And she had to say goodbye to 9 out of those 14 kids. 9. So she was studying with them, and 2 or 3 months later, the kid will go, yeah, we're leaving, bye. Do you think that this is not going to affect the kids? Let alone, yeah, my teacher quit, now I don't have a teacher. Especially kindergarten. Yeah, I don't know who is going to give us classes anymore, because I don't know. Miss Anna, she's not going to come to the school again. Yeah. So this is just one. And let's say that you now have like a doctor, and, you live in a small town. The doctor left. Now, who the hell is going to give you your prescription and your new doctor and all of these things? If you didn't know that the doctor was leaving because, you haven't seen the doctor in 2 years or 1 year or whatever, who the hell is going to transfer all your files to, whatever doctor you are talking about? If you didn't have records of this, this is going to be like a big problem. And like I said, field day for lawyers. Because at this point, most doctors are just going to destroy files and then that's it, they're leaving. Because they can't transfer your file to somebody else unless, unless you give permission and stuff, and they're not going to bother calling, over 1,000 clients. Yeah. field day. So again, if you do not have your own personal records or whatever, you're going to be in trouble. But point being that at this point, you have, let's say, 15% of the population that is leaving. Now, you will have to face the same problem. Do you leave or do you stay? Your family main topic will be, are you going to stay or are you going to leave? Your husband might want to leave and you may want to stay. And this is going to create a hell of a lot of divorces. Because most people will not be able to handle this. And then, when you decide to leave, if you decide to leave, let's say that over 15% of the population has already left the country. This means that wherever the hell you go, there is going to be a hell of a lot of xenophobia waiting for you. Because now everybody knows that you are running crazy from your country, and now everybody else is going to think that you are going to their country to take their jobs and stuff like that. Attacks on women who are foreigners in other countries will go off the roof. And if you're with kids, yeah, kids are going to be bullied because they are foreigners and stuff like that. And some people will avoid, this thing because of that. However, if you stay, then problems. Do you quit your job? Or do you continue to work even though you are paying the company the gas and everything, your time and absolutely everything, and they are paying you back only enough money to buy 12 freaking eggs per month? The only people that are going to be working and they are going to be making a hell of a lot of money are not just politicians, are the people that are actually in the union. Because people that are in the unions, they will have money, they can do, whatever the hell they want. They will be handling, all kinds of money that they have been taking for bribes from the company so that they don't overthrow contracts and a hell of a lot of corruption. And if you're thinking politicians are going to be bad, oh hell, you have never dealt with somebody from a union. Those people from a union, they are not going to fight for you because they know that this is a lost battle. Because the company, how the hell is the company going to make money? If they have so many things that they have to, deal with, and all of this money that it needs to be paid for the union and everything, they are getting the money from you, and they are also getting money from the company. So, yeah, unions. You can watch, these two channels, videos about that one, and you might not agree or whatever, but facts are facts. And anyway, so you will have to quit or stay. This is going to be even harder because at this point, inflation might be, 100%, 200%. It's not going to be that bad. However, government is now noticing that people are starting to leave. And they're going to keep notice of that. And as soon as this number hits 10%, at this point, if you didn't leave before, yeah, you have about 6 months to make up your mind and leave. Because at this point, passports are going to become so freaking expensive. And then passports are going to be something that the government can actually deny you. They're not going to give you the freaking passports, even if you pay for them. And now you will have to start bribing people or other things or getting passports through whatever means necessary. And that will mean a hell of a lot of, problems and bribing. And oh my God, you have no idea. Getting a freaking passport will be insane. Also, other countries will start noticing that you are no longer there going to spend money on tourism or whatever, but you're actually going to there to create a problem. So guess what? Now you need a visa. You wanted to go to this country? Yeah, now you need a freaking visa. So at this point, the question will be, we're leaving? Yes? Then how? Because now you will have to apply for visas. And since 6 months later, the visas, every time that other countries have other problems, they will apply more restrictions to you, and that means even more problems and more money that you're going to have to spend on visa, permits, whatever. And this means that you are going to probably have to stay or walk and travel illegally without documents and nothing, because basically you can't get the freaking passports. You can't. If you're in China and you are somebody that will, talk bad about China, you're probably not getting that freaking passport. And if you are in the US and people know that, you are important, let's say that you are the only teacher that teaches math in a small town, yeah, the government does not want you to go, so they will make a hell of a lot of paperwork and extra problems so that you stay, because they know that if you leave, nobody can take your place. And even then, they will probably, make you work, and then they will find replacements for doing the exact same thing that you are doing with your experience, and then they are going to pay them $50 per month, and you as a teacher are making $3. The reason why, well, at this point, most people, since you're working and basically you're working for free, most people are going to be begging for some sort of government aid thing, like a CLAP thing or whatever. And basically, if you get that kind of help or whatever, then basically you are for the government, and then they're going to pay you more money, but everybody else is not going to get the money, and then they're going to separate you or whatever, and then you are going to go to actual hell. And then it's not even, it's like you are entering a place. It's like this is the main door for hell. And at this point, you will be at the door. If you go through that hell, you have to know that you will have absolutely no power over nothing. You are going to depend upon somebody else outside of the country helping you. You might have to turn into illegal things or not ethical things like prostitution or whatever to get money. You will have to deal with drugs and a hell of a lot of suicides and a hell of a lot of other problems that are within the family and other things, because obviously everybody will be a slave of the system. And we have never been meant to be slaves. But all of this is happening for several things. Number one, because we keep telling every day, you will find a hell of a lot of people saying humans are a virus, humans are evil, humans are stupid, humans are whatever, all kinds of bad things. Yeah. And then our creator, God, whatever the universe, will show you, yeah, you can't say that about yourself. You are not supposed to say that about yourself, because when you say human and you are one of them, then you are saying that you are evil. Are you saying that you are a virus? Are you saying that you want to be dead? Are you saying that you should be killed? Are you saying, yeah, kind of like that? Because you see, when you're talking about humans, you are talking also about you. You are a group. We are a group. You can't say humans and then say, oh, I'm different. Unless you're an alien. If you're an alien, then, yeah, well, then what the hell are you watching this video? And at that point, not only the universe is going to prove you that you can't use your words to hurt everybody else, but it will prove a hell of a lot of things. It will also prove you that, you see, most people keep saying, I want to be alone, I want to be left alone, I want to be left alone, I want to be left alone. And this thing will show you that in reality, you do not want to be left alone. If you wanted to be alone and be left alone, you would have taken a plane and you would have fly to a freaking desert, and you would have been forever traveling and being completely alone in a freaking desert where you can't and you won't deal with anyone. But you're not in a desert, are you? You're probably in a city or in a small town. Filled with what? People. So if you really wanted to, if you really wanted to be alone and you really wanted not to be, in this position. So anyway, aside of hyperinflation thing, it will be that, lessons. Because quite frankly, these are things that I keep telling you, but nobody seems to understand. Is that money is an energy. And money is the energy of how we connect to other people. Money is not the energy of power. It's not the same. They can work together and they can look to like the same. They are like, think about them kind of like twins. Except for the fact that, they are not entirely they are not entirely twins. They are just cousins that look pretty much the same, but they are cousins. They are not even twins. Power and money, they are not the same. Power is when you have choices, freedom, and you are in charge of your life and your thinking and your mind and your body and everything else. Because you have resources and because mostly you have free will. Power is something that you can share with other people. But you can probably not take power away from someone. Because each power will be different. However, money is different. Money is how you connect with other people. If you have hyperinflation, that means that the relationship that you have with other people have gone to hell. Literally. That means that somewhere along the way, you did not value other people. Or other people did not value you. So they bought machinery, or they did something to the energy per se, or they screw things over. Mostly because you want to be left alone and you allowed it to happen, and mostly also because you think that money is evil. Think about it like this. How many people do you talk to right now and they will tell you if money is evil or money is good? How many people do you think it will tell you money is evil, and how many people do you think will tell you that money is good? Now, how many people will actually tell you that money is neither? Money is just a tool. See, we need to focus on that. Money is not good. Money is not bad. Money is just a tool. Your biggest problem is not the tool. The biggest problem is how you are using the tool, who you are using the tool with, and why you're using the freaking tool. This is going to create a hell of a lot of problems. Because at this moment, when you are facing, harder cost and elevated problems and things like that, and you're going to go kind of like, what in the freaking world? Yeah, at this point, power is going to be taken away from you. Because you will not have access to your identity with your passport. You cannot travel free around whatever the hell you wanted like before. You will not be able to get access to going to a restaurant or doing all the things that you used to do. Mostly because your work will not be paid because of the garnish check. And at that time, if your work, which is part of your identity, is being diminished and is being destroyed, the image of that is being destroyed, what the hell do you think is going to happen to your mind? To your self-image? See, do you have any idea how many times I have cried because I am a teacher? There was there was a time in which I swear I was cursing the fact that I was a teacher. And I was wondering why the hell was I not, something else. Now, how do you think that is going to affect you? If whatever the hell you're doing, you're going to be asking yourself, why did I have to choose this kind of profession? So your profession, instead of becoming something that you absolutely love because it is well rewarded and you are making a difference and you feel helpful and you feel that you are getting something, is good. See, at this point, most people are going to say, I am doing this because I love it. Like me. After you go to all this traumatic thing, the drama thing about whatever the hell profession you chose, you come to the conclusion that you do it because you love it. And once you say to everybody, I'm a teacher because I love it, I'm a doctor because I love it, you know what the government is going to tell you? That if you're doing this out of love, you should not get paid at all. And at this point, I swear to God, there is a time in which you will actually think like that. You will actually believe them. And you will be kind of like, but if I'm doing what I love, then why am I not getting paid? And then you will become extremely angry. And then, at this point, when you're extremely angry, you will do stuff that you might regret, like selling everything you have and leave. And this means that you will lose your family. Because once you leave the country, there is a 99% chance that you will never, ever, ever go back. This might be a blessing for some people, but for other people that actually have, kind of normal families or whatever the hell normal means, it will go, the other way around. It will be kind of like you're not going to see your mother anymore, your father anymore, your brothers anymore, your sisters anymore. It will also mean that if you are going to another country and then you're getting citizenship from another countries or whatever, that also means that if you left property in this place, whatever the hell that means, then it means that this property is going to be taken by other people that you do not know. It also means that if you leave, now you have a responsibility to send all the money that you can, send it back to the people that are now starving. And the worst part will be leaving, knowing for certain that the people that you are leaving will be starving if you do not send them enough money for doing that, for dealing with that. And this is going to take a toll on your finances. And this is going to take a toll on you emotionally. Because every time that you talk to them on the phone and they say something like, yeah, I don't have this or I don't have that or I'm having problems or I can't find this medicine or whatever, you're going to feel helpless and useless. And of course, then there will be family fights because you will not get it. Why didn't you live with me? And then, of course, you will be angry at the people that decided to stay, like me. And of course, you're not going to get it. Because each person will have to go through their own hell, and you can't force anyone to make the decision for you. Because like I told you in the other videos, life is like an egg. If you press it from the outside to the inside, you will break it, and then the freaking chicken will never go out. And it will not be alive. However, if you let it be, if you let it be and let it be like normal, the chicken will grow up. And eventually the chicken will actually break through, and then it will be alive. So you need to let each person grow inside their own egg, meaning inside their own head. And sometimes that egg, oh hell for all I know, some people might have rotten eggs inside their head because they're completely broken. I have seen the nurses and the teachers, that are actually right now is still working for the freaking $4 per month. And they are worried as hell that they are not going to get the $4 and they are not going to get the clap. And I have seen them. And they cry. And they cry and they say, I am doing this because I want to teach. I love my job. I can't quit my job because I love it. And the teachers and the nurses and the doctors love their jobs so much that it's leaving their job is harder for them than leaving their own families. And then because of that, they will see their families starve. And they will see themselves lost in such ways. You have no idea how bad that is. Teachers will be walking with shoes that they have been wearing for the last 8 years. And they will be walking to the university to teach. Because, that's what we do. We teach. We do not know what the hell else to do. And then, of course, the teachers fainted. Half of the teachers faint because they haven't eaten and stuff like that. Same with doctors. Same with nurses. The nurses will be complaining the most because they have the hardest job in the hell of a lot of planet. The doctors are in the front line, but they don't have the hardest work. The hardest work is for the freaking nurses. My God, those nurses, you have to see them. They oh crap. Anyway, I cannot do a video about nurses or doctors because I'm biased. That means that I'm too emotional to tell you, the bad parts, the good parts, and whatever the hell is happening. I can't tell you because I just, my emotions are on the way and I can't see things clearly when it comes to that, so I can't talk to you about that one. So, I did the ones for the police and the other people because that one I can do. I am kind of not biased, so I can kind of think things clearly, but with nurses and doctors, oh hell no, I'm biased. So anyway, this is going to be kind of like interesting. So, like I said, you might want to take a look at your documentation. You might want to take a look at possibly getting a second kind of citizenship if you can. And, I don't know. This is, just informational purposes, and I hope that this helps you out. Quite frankly, I really hope that this helps you. So, thank you for watching.